Happy one-year anniversary to the day Democrats pulled off the coup of the century. They thought 86ing Joe from the ticket would erase his wretched legacy and make room for fresh blood to take out Trump. But neither of those things wound up happening. You know, in ancient Roman times, when emperors had their rivals taken out, they would make sure to have their whole families killed too, especially the sons, because the sons will make it their life's duty to avenge their father's death. The machine may have killed the big guy, but Hunter is very much alive, and he's out for blood. The first son on his revenge tour. First stop, George Clooney.
Him, and everybody around him. I don't have to be nice. Number one, I agree with Quentin Tarantino. George Clooney is not a actor. You, what do you have to do with anything? Why do I have to listen to you? What right do you have to step on a man who's given 52 years of his life to the service of this country and decide that you, George Clooney, are going to take out basically a full-page ad in the New York Times to undermine the president?
Oh, man, he was just getting started. Next up, James Carville and the entire Obama cabal that thought they could puppeteer the party from off stage.
And James Carville, who hasn't run a race in 40 years, and David Axelrod, who had one success in his political life, and that was Barack Obama. And that was because of Barack Obama, not because of David Axelrod. And David Plouffe, and all of these guys, and the Pod Save America guys, who were junior speechwriters in, on Barack Obama's Senate staff, who have been dining out on the relationship with him for years, making millions of dollars. The Anita Dunns of the world, who's made $40-50 million off the Democratic Party. They're all going to insert their judgment over a man who has figured out, unlike anybody else, how to get elected to the United States Senate over 7 times.
Hunter isn't just trying to bury Obama's people. He went on another podcast and crucified the Messiah himself.
We all talk about the incredible popularity of Barack Obama. Barack Obama never got more than 69 million votes. My dad got 81 million votes. What is the one thing that drives Obama more crazy about my dad than anything? It's when he sits around and he continues to talk to people in a crowd, because then he can't also leave the stage at the same time.
That's exactly
and he never likes hanging around.
He doesn't. He doesn't like taking. He doesn't like rope lines. He doesn't like to take the pictures.
Then Hunter name-checked Chuck and Nancy, saying the Democrat Party has been hijacked by rich white elites with no respect for his dad's blue-collar roots.
What the Democratic Party proved is they have no guts. I mean, by the way, I say party. The elite white people that donate to the colleges, the people that donate to the, multi-million-dollar checks to the DNC and the DCCC and the DSCC, the Schumer people and the Pelosi people and those people, the controlling interest of the corporate side of the Democratic Party.
The old white elites big-footed Biden out of the race, but that was only half the battle. They didn't want Kamala to be the nominee, but Harris had the last laugh.
You know who did not want Kamala Harris to be president and did not want her to be the nominee? Nancy Pelosi didn't want her to be. None of Nancy Pelosi's people wanted her to be. They wanted an open convention. They wanted a floor fight. They wanted I don't know what the hell they wanted, but they wanted to be the ones to anoint whoever they were going to anoint to become the next president of the United States.
But Hunter still thinks if it wasn't for all the machines meddling, Kamala would have stayed and Joe would have just had to win re-election without a hitch. If it wasn't for Nancy Pelosi, who he called a snake, Trump wouldn't have been in the White House again.
And you would have the Speaker Emeritus that would say, well, I'm going to leave it up to, but I don't know. And they had already made a decision. They had clearly made a decision. And when I say they, I mean the Speaker. And, I heard Alexandra Pelosi say something, call my like, put your big girl pants on to my mom or something. And I kind of feel like saying, who the do you think you are?
Hunter says Nancy had it all wrong. His dad's brain was never a problem. He just popped too many Ambien before the debate.
I'll tell you what, I know exactly what happened in that debate. He flew around the world, basically, the mileage that he could have flown around the world 3 times. Yeah. He's 81 years old. He's tired as shit. You give him Ambien to be able to sleep. He gets up on the stage, and he looks like he's a deer in the headlights. And it feeds into every story that anybody wants to tell.
Biden came back to the U.S. on June 14th and spent the whole week leading up to the debate napping at Camp David. I doubt the big guy was given Ambien the night before facing off with Trump, but Dr. O'Connor pled the fifth, so we'll never know what he was given. But unlike Joe, Hunter's wide awake and going after Jake Tapper for cashing in on his dad's downfall.
Jake Tapper with literally how many anonymous sources? If this was a conspiracy, Andrew, you know this, somehow the entirety of a White House in which you literally living on top of each other has kept their mouth shut about, like what? And what's the conspiracy?
Yeah.
That Joe Biden got old? Yeah, he got old. He got old before our eyes. The people that came out against him were who? Nobody, except Speaker Pelosi. What influence does Jake Tapper have over anything? He has the smallest audience on cable news. And beyond that, I think that the book is right now on Amazon that he put out. I mean, his ratings just went to after he put the book out. They did a 2-week infomercial for it. I mean, it was such a money grab.
Tapper should have known. Only Hunter's allowed to make money off the Biden name. And make no mistake, everything that Hunter's saying here is exactly how his dad feels. The former president absolutely signed off on his son settling scores and burning down what's left of the establishment. Remember, nobody F's with a Biden, not even the DNC. We just learned the Democrat National Committee is running its own autopsy, but refuses to say anyone fumbled the bag when it came to Joe and Kamala's campaigns. Quote, party officials described the draft document as focusing on the 24 election as a whole, but not on the presidential campaign, which is something like eating at a steakhouse and then reviewing the salad. But Hunter doesn't think the Democrats are dead just yet. And he's leaving the door open for a knight in shining armor to sweep in and lead the party to the promised land.
Do you think the Democratic Party's dead?
No, I don't think the Democratic Party is dead. I think that there's some really incredible leaders in the Democratic Party. Someone will emerge. There will be a leader that will emerge.
Isn't it obvious? The Democrats have been saying since November that the party needs a real man with real energy and swagger, someone who tells it like it is, who drops F-bombs and knows how to get attention. Where's Hunter? He's been hiding in plain sight. Dark Brandon Jr. is a man on a mission. What better way to avenge your father's political assassination than to win the nomination that the party stole from him and usher in another era of Bidenomics? Biden the younger could be just what the party needs to confront its ugly past and absolve its political sins. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.